It's such a beautiful part of the relationship God made between him and man, that he worked and is working, and that he tasked us with being his partners in this creative process.
Our being created in God's image means God is a worker as well. And in the past, I've always thought of this in the terms of the arts, because that's where I live as a career, is in the arts. And so I understand that man is creative because God is a creator, and God makes beautiful things, and even calls us in his word to make beautiful things. If you look at when he was having the temple built or the tabernacle, all these great works of art. But it's so clear that God is a worker, and that so stands against this idea of kind of a dead theology where God may have once created, may have once done work, but he's done working, right? He is still at work, and it's still a part of his character that God works. So I think that's hugely powerful.
Totally agree. And it's such a beautiful part of the relationship God made between him and man, that he worked and is working as, of course, redeeming us to himself, and that he tasked us with being his partners in this creative process, that we were to care for the garden, that the city of God began at the beginning of history, not after sin. And it's one of the most amazing things that we take for granted for those of us who kind of read the Bible, that Genesis 4, 5, 6, as you start getting into the early chapters of Genesis, that there were cities built. There was civilization being formed, all out of the creative ability of humankind. Mankind did invent the wheel, and mankind did learn how to start a fire. And mankind also invented the iPhone.
Right.
But see, despite those things being separated by thousands of years, they were all done from the same critical mass of creation. They're all done from the same raw materials of creation. And the reason that we were able to go into the advanced realm of digital technology and the sort of miraculous things that we now get in terms of computing power on a little handheld device, it's not from the rubber or the plastic or the silicon, the sand, the metal, the materials. It's from our ingenuity. It's from the ideas that flow out of God's image bearers. It's such a beautiful idea to understand in terms of markets, in terms of productive human and economic activity.
This episode of Rapid Response was brought to you by CTC Math. Visit them at ctcmath.com today.